Hi, and welcome back to Old School. Today we're kind of in PE class in the physical quadrant because hydration, is definitely centered there, but it can be so much for your emotional and mental status that we really kind of have to give it a little bit of everything. But I've been really focusing on cellular health recently. And even when I first started my journey, and I already did one segment on supplements and stuff, when you're doing keto and things like that, where you've adjusted what your macros are, you really want to make sure that you have electrolytes in your water periodically. It's just so important. I mean, all of them are. The sodium is, the potassium, the magnesium. I mean, they see a deficiency of magnesium in people who have heart events. So, it's just really important. And if you drink just straight water, and it's not horrible for you, but it's more than likely, and especially if you're chugging it, if you're just trying to get the total that they told you need to get in a day, and you grab some big bottle and just slam it down, you've probably noticed that you go pee almost within 10 minutes, and you take everything that you may have supplemented or any nutrients and just pull them right on out of your body. So if you had any electrolytes or anything in there, they're headed out. So it's really important that what you take it in proper timing, and in the proper, setup. And so I've been doing a lot of research and drill down, and people who know me know that's not shocking at all. But I just drinking water all day long for as much as you need, for me, is hard. I drink a couple cups of coffee in the morning, and you need to make up for that because it's a diuretic and a little dehydrating, although it's great for firing your neurotransmitters. So coffee isn't horrible. You just need to make sure everything in moderation, and then everything in regard to hydration that you make up for those losses. So when I was first doing keto, I was following several people who like LMNT, the these electrolytes, and I like these. I think they're fabulous. They taste good. There's one flavor or two that weren't necessarily my favorite, but this citrus one I really love a lot. And I just put it in my water bottle, and I switched dealing with less toxins to a glass bottle as opposed to plastic bottles. So there's no leaching or anything like that. That's another little cellular health life hack for me. And so I, will fill one of these and put LMNT in one. I do the electrolytes probably twice a day. Once, a little bit of it for pre-workout, and then after I get home and I'm getting my protein shake or my protein in, and then one later in the evening, maybe after my last meal, because it's such a great thing to get into your system when you're going to bed, because when you're sleeping is when your body's gonna do some repairs, and so the repairs and maintenance can get taken care of with that. Then with the other water, I have to say I'm lucky if maybe 16 ounces of the total water I have in a day is just water. I like to keep something in there that's benefiting the hydration more. And there's a couple of people I follow on Instagram, as well as for things like hydration and nutrition, but also for intermittent fasting and what have you. And their big focus in your other bottles of water is making sure that the sodium is there, that you should have sodium in every single ounce of water. And straight up sodium in with the water is rough. It's like when you get wiped out in the ocean and you take a mouthful or a noseful. It's not horrible, but it's not great. So a recommendation I saw, and I will put his IG handle in the comments, was the Real Salt by Redmond, and then put some lemon juice in it. And it is fabulous combination. You can tell the salt is there, of course, but the lemon, you know, helps. And lemon being in your water is so advantageous for so many other functions as well, in regard to blood sugar stabilizing and some, you know, insulin resistance and some other things. So it's a bonus. It's not just in there to help disguise the salt water. But I have to say that for the last few weeks, I've gotten on quite a regimen about it. And I've even heard several different research studies that talk about how much water. Everybody talks about it based on your body weight. Some of them, you know, based on, you know, not only your activity, but your lifestyle, where you live, all of those good things. So the one I liked that I thought kind of spoke to, you know, the best of working it out throughout the whole day was not only ounces per body weight, but it was like 8 ounces per hour for the first 10 hours after you get up, which I'm really bad at. I get up, I have kind of a routine. I come and get my cup of coffee with no milk because I want to do a fasting workout. And I have coffee out of the gate every day. So getting the water with the electrolytes or the sodium or the lemon, a few swigs in, like while the coffee is brewing, and you know, you always have to go to the bathroom when you first get up. So go do that and then take a few swigs even. It doesn't have to be a full, you know, bottle of it, but just a few swigs before you go to the diuretic and the, you know, dehydration. And it has made all the difference in the world. I mean, I have always wondered what it felt like to be fully hydrated. I've been an athlete when I was younger. I've lived in Arizona for a long time. It just seems like that it's next to impossible. Your lips are dry, you know, you always feel thirsty. And there are other issues for that, but I'm just saying the feeling of being 100% hydrated. And for the last week or so, couple weeks, I have truly felt like I have found that sweet spot, that I'm not just dying of thirst, that my lips and my skin and everything feel like they are just plumped and fully hydrated. And it's not just my injector girls. I mean, it just truly feels like I take it in sips. I don't just guzzle it down. I do a few sips every few minutes, and it is, I would say, probably about 8 ounces per hour. And not just those 10 hours, but especially those 10 hours. And the sleep has been good, and the brain clarity and just everything feels like it's gotten the benefit of the hydration, which your cells, of course, will. Your cells need that desperately. And if they're not firing on all engines or all cylinders, then you're not taking in the nutrients, you're not working with the 50 or more hormones that we have in our body. So we need all of those things to function properly. So this is like your, you know, your well-oiled machine, if you will. And I had to come on and do this before I did the next supplements, because I honestly feel any supplements or any nutrients you're bringing in, if you are not hydrated, if you are not doing the first best thing for the muscle you're breaking down at the gym, or if you're walking and you're going to be dehydrating some more, and then detoxing, you know, it has to exit somehow. And it exits through our skin, through urine, through excrement. And, you know, you need it to be a smooth, well-oiled machine that all of that is working and getting that out of your body. And so if you're hydrated, you're replacing the electrolytes and your cells are firing on all cylinders, it's just a beautiful thing. You're sleeping well. You're not feeling lethargic, or even the coffee doesn't give the letdown about mid-afternoon. And I don't really drink coffee because I want a bunch of caffeine, but you are getting caffeine. And so if you don't have in place the use of your macros to carry the energy train after that, you are going to feel that dip, and especially if you're dehydrated. So I just wanted to come on and say these 2 simple little hacks is all I do. I get that there's a bunch of stuff out there, Gatorade, Powerade, all the little powders and drops and this and that you can put in your water. But I have not found anything that didn't have a crap ton of sugar or fake sugar, which is a neurotoxin, or, you know, just not a flavor I like. I don't like grape flavored stuff or fruit punch flavored stuff. So having a natural flavor, the lemon, and I either squeeze it from lemons when I'm home, or I do take a little jug of organic, pure lemon juice to work so that I can have my salt and lemon for the in-between, the LMNT. And I'm telling you, it just really has been, you know, a genie in a bottle for these last couple of weeks, and it will be my lifestyle going forward. And that's how I choose to do things. I do the research, I drill down, and it's a lifestyle thing. There are very few things in my life that I look at as just this little hack, or I'm just gonna do this for a little bit. You've got to do it for the long run if it's about your health. So that's my thoughts on it. I am not a doctor, I'm not a trainer, but these things are common sense, and you can Google and drill down and do your own research on it. But I know all of us are trying to get more water in, and sometimes just a straight up glass of water is rough. So here you go, couple little hacks. So if you like what's happening here in PE class on Old School and you want to keep it coming, or if you have some things you'd like to give me feedback on and say, this is what I do, or this is how I add something in, I would love to hear it in the comments. So click on the like, click on the subscribe, click the little bell if you would like to get notifications when another one comes along. And I just really appreciate the engagement. I appreciate all of the subscribers I have. I'm only 25 away from 100, so if you know anybody that could use some of this information, you could send them on over. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, and let me know what you think. And thank you for coming to class. Class dismissed.